أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح. قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
Please show your hands, fill in the gaps, and turn off your cell phones, please. Allahu Akbar. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. الحمد لله فاطر السماوات والأرض جاعل الملائكة رسلا أولي أجنحة مثنى وثلاث ورباع يزيد في الخلق ما يشاء إن الله على كل شيء قدير. ما يفتح الله للناس من رحمة فلا ممسك لها وما يمسك فلا مرسل له من بعده وهو العزيز الحكيم. يا أيها الناس اذكروا نعمة الله عليكم هل من خالق غير الله يرزقكم من السماء والأرض لا إله إلا هو فأنا تؤفكون. الله سمع الله لمن حمده. الله الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. وإن كذبوك فقد كذبت رسل من قبلك وإلى الله ترجع الأمور. يا أيها الناس إن وعد الله حق فلا تغرنكم الحياة الدنيا ولا يغرنكم بالله الغرور. إن الشيطان لكم عدو فاتخذوه عدوا إنما يدعو حزبه ليكونوا من أصحاب السعير الذين كفروا لهم عذاب شديد والذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات لهم مغفرة وأجر كبير. الله الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على أشرف المخلوقين سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. So inshallah we'll be continuing the sessions that we started talking about Ali radiallahu anhu wa ardah. And we mentioned the importance, the value of Ali radiallahu anhu in the eyes of Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah. And we're coming to the end of the life of Ali radiallahu anhu wa ardah. One of the major things that you should know between Ali radiallahu anhu and Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anhu and Umar radiallahu anhu, and how they used to love each other. That one time, and this is the narration of Ali radiallahu anhu, Abu Bakr is sitting in the majlis with Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, who was in the right of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Another Sahaba were sitting. And all of a sudden it's Ali who's coming. He entered, but there was no space for him to sit. It was all crowded. So he said whatever he's supposed to, and that's actually the adab of majlis. If you come and you find everything is full, what do you do? تجلس حيث انتهى بك الأمر. Just sit wherever it's your end. You don't make space between the people. You don't try to give the people the impression that you are better than all of them or some of them, so you have a special spot for you to be reserved. So Ali said whatever so Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu, this is what he did. He looked around and then he moved and he made space between him and Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and called Ali radiallahu anhu, please come and sit over here. That tells you again the importance of Ali radiallahu anhu and the love that the Sahaba or the other Sahaba had for him. Umar radiallahu anhu used to say something. He used to say, فُضِّلَ عَلِيٌّ عَلَيْنَا بِثَلَاثٍ. He used to say Ali has three things that he had something special about him than us. Three of them. So he said one of them, أُعْطِيَ الرَّايَةَ يَوْمَ خَيْبَرَ. Remember we spoke about the day of Khaybar, and we said on that day Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, لَأُعْطِيَنَّ الرَّايَةَ غَدًا لِرَجُلٍ يُحِبُّ اللَّهُ وَرَسُولُهُ وَيُحِبُّ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ. He said, tomorrow I will give the flag to someone that Allah His Rasul loves him and he loves Allah His Rasul. So he said this is one. And he said in the second one again, which is very important, that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said about Ali radiallahu anhu arda, whoever, or a sign of a mu'min that he loves Ali, and a sign of munafiq that he hates Ali. And the third one, he said, وَتَزَوَّجَ فَاطِمَةَ الزَّهْرَاء. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam honored him by giving him his daughter, Fatima al-Zahra. So this is how the Sahaba used to look at each other, love each other. This beautiful harmony between all of them, subhanAllah. I said we're coming to the end of the life of Ali because Ali didn't rule that much. Ali ruled the Muslims for 4 years and 9 months. It looks like a lot, but during this period of time, there was a lot of chaos. Muslims were divided. Were divided by Ahlul Sham, Ahlul Iraq, the people of Syria, and the people of Iraq. And Ali radiallahu anhu moved from Medina to Al-Kufa. So he changed the capital of the Islamic Empire from Al-Medina to Al-Kufa. And many things was going on. So the battle between him and Muawiyah radiallahu anhu, which is called the Siffin, and the battle between him and Aisha radiallahu anha, called the battle of Al-Jamal, the camel, and the battle between him and the Khawarij, and that's called Al-Nahrawan. And that's what we're coming to. Ali radiallahu anhu ardah, he had to take his army facing the army of Ashab, let's say Muawiyah. And once the two armies face each other, war started, and Muslims were killed. A lot of Muslims on both sides. We, Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, we believe that Ali was right. Why? Because we have many proofs, many hadith that says that. One of them, that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa said about Ammar radiallahu anhu arda, Ammar ibn Yasir, when they were building the Masjid al-Nabawi, every Sahabi used to carry one big stone, and Ammar was carrying two. And he said about him, وَيْحَ عَمَّارٍ تَقْتُلُهُ الْفِئَةُ الْبَاغِيَةُ. So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam made this prophecy. He said, wow to Ammar, تَقْتُلُهُ الْفِئَةُ الْبَاغِيَةُ. The fi'ah, the group which is wrong, will be the one who will kill Ammar. Ammar ibn Yasir, in the battle of Siffin, he was in the side of who? In the side of Ali. So that's a proof for us that what? That Ammar was on the right side and Ali was on the right side, definitely. Is that all? No. We have more proof than that. Subhanallah. One time Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was talking to Ali radiallahu anhu ardah, and then he said to him in a such way, he said, a day will come. A day will come. And then he told him, أَتَدْرِي مَنْ أَشْقَى الْقَوْمِ? He said, do you know who's the worst among the people? So Ali radiallahu anhu was a lot of knowledge. He said, yes, the person who killed Naqatu Salih. Remember the story of Salih alayhi salam and his people, and then he bring the miracle, which is a camel, and one of them killed the camel, and mentioned also in the Quran. So he said, that one, Ali said, that's the one who killed the Naqa. He said, indeed, yes, وَالَّذِي, and the one, وَالَّذِي يَضْرِبُكَ عَلَى هَذِهِ, and the one who will hit you on this, on your hand, حَتَّى تُخَضِّبَ هَذِهِ, until this one, which is your neck, which is the blood will come, it will make the other, which is your beard, full with blood. You say, that's the one. He won. Ashqa al-Qawm, the worst among the people, the one who killed the Naqa, and the one who will kill Ali radiallahu anhu arda. So we know for that. And it's amazing how Ali took this prophecy from Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. One time he was in Kufa, and he was not feeling well. And he was not really feeling well, he was very sick. And then they told him, listen, let's take you to Medina so you could die there. He said, you thinking I'm going to die? I am not going to die from this. Because my beloved one told me I would not die, but only with a hit from the sword by a certain person. Going back again, the battle of Siffin, the army of Muawiyah and the army of Ali radiallahu anhu. It was a big fight, and a lot of people were killed. And it looks like it was going on favor of Ali. He would win the battle. So the army of Muawiyah were able to bring a trick. So the next day what they did, each one of the army was carrying a Quran in his hand. The army of Ali were surprised. What is this? They say they're carrying the Quran, saying, let's make the Quran our hakam, our judge. So they say, okay, we are disputing, we are fighting, why don't we stop it and put the Quran as our judge? In Arabic language we said, حَقٌّ أُرِيدَ بِهِ بَاطِلٌ. It looks like something from the truth, but behind it there is a batil. So now, the generals of the army of Ali radiallahu anhu came to Ali and they said to him, okay, this is how it is. They are saying, let's stop the war and let's discuss and see who is right and who is wrong. And they say, let's put the Quran as our hakam. So Ali called his followers, his generals, and he said, these are your brothers. And look at this word, very important. When the war was going on between the two armies, some people asked Ali radiallahu anhu, these are fighting us. Are they kuffar? He said no. He said, are they munafiqin? He said no. He said, then who are they? He said, إِخْوَانُنَا بَغَوْا عَلَيْنَا. These are our brothers, but they were unjust and unfair to us. This is Ali radiallahu anhu arda. Anyway, so now the discussion, should we stop, shouldn't we stop? And if we stop, they said, let's make the Quran as our judge. It looks good. Half of the army, or half of the generals of the army of Ali said, yes, these are our brothers, and we're fighting, and let's sit with them and discuss and find a solution to save the blood of the Muslims. The other half, they said, hold on. And they are talking to Ali. We want to know from you, we are on the haqq or we are on the batil. If you are telling us that we are on the haqq, then we're not going to stop and we'll continue. We are with the haqq. But if you have doubt that we are on the batil, then we should stop and discuss with them. So if you were there, what would you do? If you are in the position of Ali, go with this group or with the other one? And then the Ali, they said, listen, if we're going to sit and talk with them, it means that you brought this army without knowing that you are on the haqq. And you put our life and our blood just because you have doubts. So that was the big confusion. Ali, in the end, he said, no, we're going to stop. I will save the Muslims' blood. Half of the army, or a big chunk of the army, came out from the army of Ali radiallahu anhu. They were a part of his army. They fought on his side. They were with him all this time. They were a part of his what? What's the name that we use? A part of his supporters. A part of his Shia. Because the word Shia means supporters. So a part of his supporters, right? A part of his Shia came out from the army saying, we're not with you anymore. In Arabic, we say kharaju. They came out. And this group now, we're going to start calling them al-Khawarij. The ones who came out from the Jama'ah of Ali radiallahu anhu. Fine. Ali decided to negotiate and continue. This group decided, say, we're not going to be with you, you are wrong. You are completely wrong. Not only that, once they left, they said, you and Muawiyah and Amr ibn al-As, all three of you, the three generals, the three big things, you are the source of all this fitna. And what are we supposed to do? We got to get rid of all three of you. And they said that all those people are kuffar. So the Khawarij, what they do, yukaffirun, they accuse of kufr. Anyone else, the army of Muawiyah and the army of Ali radiallahu anhu. Everybody. Now that's where we're going. In this Al-Khawarij, by the way, those people used to read Quran non-stop. In the daytime, in the nighttime. And I'm going to tell you a little story in the end. They gathered, and three of them, they said, we're going to be in charge to finish this. How are we going to finish this chaos between the Muslims, Ali, and Muawiyah, and Amr? Three of them, they volunteered and they said, we will kill them. If we kill Muawiyah, and Amr, and Ali, we're going to be okay. There will be no problem. We will make a new elections, and then we'll have our Khalifa. And they prepared themselves. One of them, his name is Abdelghani ibn Murja. Right? And one of them, his name is, subhanallah, Al-Burayk al-Tamimi. And one of them, his name is Amr ibn al-Burayk al-Tamimi. Three people. So the first one, Abdelghani ibn al-Murja, is supposed to take care of who? Ali radiallahu anhu wa arda. And they were planning and planning. Now let me tell you, these three people, they were in the army of who? So they were from the army of Muawiyah or from the army of Ali. They were in the army of Ali. They were from the Shia of Ali. And they are the one who planned to kill everybody. Abdelghani ibn Murja. So what he did, in the first day of Ramadan, he went where? To Al-Kufa. First day of Ramadan. And then he bought a sword, put the poison in that sword for every day. Until the 17th of Ramadan. 17th of Ramadan. So it's a holy month, Ramadan. 17th of Ramadan. Does it remind you of something? Is it a coincidence? The battle of Badr. The battle where Ali was what? A hero of Islam. You remember how Ali participated and how he contributed on the day of the 17th of Ramadan, the day of Badr. The day when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as Rasulullah said, he said, إِنَّ اللَّهَ قَدْ اطَّلَعَ عَلَىٰ أَهْلِ بَدْرِ فَقَالَ اعْمَلُوا مَا شِئْتُمْ فَقَدْ غَفَرْتُ لَكُمْ. The day of the battle of Badr, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, بِجَلَالِهِ, He looked upon the people of Badr and He said to them, do whatever you're going to do. Indeed, I forgive all of you. So we know that Ali from Ahlul Jannah. That day, this Abdul Rahman ibn Murjan waited until Fajr time. Fajr time, subhanAllah, when he was heading to go for the Fajr prayer, right? And he was going, he came, before he reached the masjid, he came out behind him and he hit him with the sword. One or twice or more. And again, the prophecy of Rasulullah happened. The blood went over all his beard. And that person, guess what he said? Al-hukmu lillah, al-hukmu lillah. It's like the hukm is only for Allah, not for you, Ali, and not for anyone else. The interesting part, which is the, probably should just say the beginning, they captured him, they were able to cut him, right? And then they told him, Ali didn't die yet. He said, فَعَلَى مَنْ تَبْكِي أُمُّ كَلْثُومٍ. Actually, Ali radiallahu anha has a daughter, her name was Kalthum. And I told you that she married to who? To Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu arda. So the daughter of Ali was married to Umar. Kalthum, when she was crying, she said, مَا لِي وَلِصَلَاةِ الْغَدَاتِ. What about me and the salat of Ghadat? Salat al-Ghadat, it means Salat al-Fajr in Arabic language. She said, قُتِلَ زَوْجِي فِي صَلَاةِ الْفَجْرِ وَقُتِلَ أَبِي فِي صَلَاةِ الْفَجْرِ. He said, my husband, she's referring to Umar radiallahu anhu, was killed for that salat when he was leading the Muslims, and my father, which is Ali subhanAllah, was also killed on that subhanAllah. So he said, she's crying for who? So he told him, if he dies, if Ali died, definitely his sons, and Hassan and Hussein, they will cut your hands. Say, it's okay. They will cut off your legs. He said, okay. وَيَسْمَلُوا عَيْنَيْكَ. They will remove your eyes. He said, it's okay. SubhanAllah. And they said to him, then you will probably remove even your tongue. When they said to him that, he felt very bad and scared and worried. He said, what's the worry about? Guess what he said? He said, أَخَافُ أَن تَمْضِيَ عَلَيَّ سَاعَةٌ لَا أَذْكُرُ فِيهَا اسْمَ اللَّهِ. He said, I'm very worried that if they remove my tongue, an hour will pass and I would not be able to do the dhikr of Allah. You see when shaitan misguides something and make him completely blind and he doesn't see the truth? You think by killing Ali radiallahu anhu arda, he is doing a hasana, he is doing a good deed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Anyway, Ali was killed, was hit on a Friday. Imagine, the Jumu'ah, the early one of Jumu'ah, the 17th of Ramadan. And he will stay for the next 2-3 days and he will die on a Sunday. And there, they will do the takfeen of him and everything, subhanAllah. They even, according to the most authentic stories, they completely hide his grave. So that the Khawarij will not even know where is he. Otherwise, they may have a plan to even open the grave and take the body or whatever is there, subhanAllah. This is the death of Ali radiallahu anhu. Now, Ali radiallahu anhu definitely died as what? As a shaheed. There's no doubt about it. He was killed on a Friday, going for Salatul Fajr, to lead Salatul Fajr. Why don't we cry over Ali every day, or every week, or every month, or once a year? Ali definitely, according to anybody, to Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, and according to the Shia also, in the eyes of Shia, who's better, Ali or Al-Hussein? Ali. No comparison. He's the father, the big Imam, the Sahib of Rasulullah, the hero of Badr, and Uhud, and Ahzab, and Khaybar, and so on. But nobody said we're going to cry, and we're going to do the love, and we're going to go to war. So we're coming to the end of the life of Ali radiallahu anhu. Inshallah, we'll continue with something else, and I'll forgive all of us. Jazakumullahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum. If you have any comments or questions, feel free, inshallah. Yes, go ahead.
Beliefs of Khawarij.
You believe, I'm sorry?
Belief of Khawarij. Do they have a different
Okay. Al-Khawarij, subhanallah, Al-Khawarij, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, in his life, even Khawarij were not being there yet. In his life, he said, there will be a time that some people, he said, تَحْقِرُونَ صَلَاتَكُمْ إِلَى صَلَوَاتِي. When you see the way how they pray and the way you pray, you feel like you're not praying enough like that. تَحْقِرُونَ قُرْآنَكُمْ إِلَى قُرْآنِي. The way how they recite Quran day and night, you feel like I'm doing nothing compared to them. But the belief is not there. The iman is not there. He said that Quran is only on the tongue, not in the heart. So we do believe that Rasulullah tells us about them, يَمْرِقُونَ مِنَ الْإِيمَانِ or مِنَ الْإِسْلَامِ كَمَا يَمْرِقُ السَّهْمُ مِنَ الرَّمِيَّةِ. They come out from the Iman or the Islam just like when you throw an arrow and it goes out. So they are out of Islam. So according to Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, Al-Khawarij kuffar. They may read Quran, they may pray, but we don't consider them as Muslims. Because anyone who denies al-ma'lum bid-din min al-darura, something that all of us we agree upon, or the Quran say this is truth and he say no, this is not the truth, well, that person cannot be a Muslim. Ali radiallahu anh, according to Rasulullah, he is from the people of Iman. Ali, according to Rasulullah, he is from the people of Jannah. Ali radiallahu anh, he is and he is. If those people say he's a kafir, then they are the kuffar. So this is our belief about the Khawarij. What they believe in, it's completely a lot of mess, which is, we don't agree with them, and we don't believe.
Do people still call it Khawarij?
Yes, but not with a different ideology. So even when we talk about Shia, the Shia of the 3rd century and the 4th century are not the same Shia like you have right now. And we talked before about sects of Shia. You have the Imamiyya, the Ithna Ashariya, the Ja'fariyya, the Zaydiyya, they are not all the same. Their beliefs are completely different. Some of them are probably a little bit closer to Ahlul Sunnah, some are completely far away. There's no comparison between us and them. The same for the Khawarij. Yes?
What's the relationship between Khawarij and Mawiyah?
No relationship.
And then the relationship of Mawiyah's family to Ali family after the...
Okay, let's first just take the Khawarij. The Khawarij, I said 3 of them decided to kill all 3. To kill Muawiyah, and to kill Amr ibn al-As, and to kill Ali. So the one who came to kill Ali, he killed Ali. The other one who went to kill Muawiyah, he injured Muawiyah, but he wasn't killed. The one who went to kill Amr ibn al-As, that day, Amr ibn al-As didn't come for the prayer, he sent someone else because he was not feeling well. And he killed that person thinking that he is Amr ibn al-As. And this is a very famous saying in the Arabic literature. They say, when they killed, he said, you killed, he said, I killed Amr. He said, no, you killed Kharija. His name is Kharija, that person. He said, أردت عمرا وأراد الله خارجة. He said, I wanted to kill Amr, but Allah wants Kharija to be killed. So it's an example that everybody will say. Now, you are saying any relation between them and Muawiyah? There's no relation between them and Muawiyah.
Mawiyah and the Hazrat Ali family after the death of Ali.
After the death of Ali radiallahu anhu ardah, the Muslims, they give bay'ah to Al-Hasan, the son of Ali radiallahu anhu ardah. They gave him the bay'ah and he accepted the bay'ah. And after 6 months exactly, Al-Hasan decided to resign from his own. He had a big army, bigger probably than the army of Ali. But he resigned. He said, I would not participate or I would not run for this because I don't want to see one person dying because of me to be the Khalifa. He said, I would rather to remove myself and give it to Muawiyah than one of the Muslims die. That year is called Aamul Jama'ah, the year of the unity. Because all the Muslims, including Al-Hasan, give bay'ah to Muawiyah. And he wrote a contract between them that Muawiyah will become the Khalifa. And during this time, Al-Hasan and Al-Hussein used to visit Muawiyah. He used to give them money. They used to participate in the army. There was no issue during the time. Okay, so this is how it was, subhanAllah. So now, relationship, there's a lot of details about that. That some of the family of Muawiyah married some of the family of Al-Hasan and Al-Hussein. So there was marriages between Ahlul Sunnah and the family of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. A lot, more than a lot. And I gave example before, Ja'far al-Sadiq, one of the biggest imams in the history of Shia. He himself, subhanAllah, his mother is Farwa, right? His mother is Farwa, and his father is al-Baqi. So Farwa is actually who? She is the daughter or the granddaughter of Al-Qasim ibn Abi Bakr. So she is from the descendant of Abu Bakr. So she got married to who? Someone from the descendant of Ali. And then they give birth to who? To one of the major ai*imma in the Shia ideology, Muhammad, subhanallah, al-Sadiq. So that's how it was all the time. If you don't know those details, you will not be able to understand it. Yes? Hussein and Muawiyah, there was no issue, because Muawiyah, in the time of Muawiyah, Al-Hussein was under the bay'ah of Muawiyah. Here's one thing. When Al-Hasan radiallahu anhu gave bay'ah to Muawiyah and resigned, was he right or was he wrong? What do you think? Any of you, please. He was right. Even if we are Shia, we're going to say he was right. Because if he's the imam and he make a decision, how can I go against the decision of my imam? So the imam is always wrong, he was always right. And I have to follow him. So Al-Hasan, from his own, decided to give the bay'ah to Muawiyah. Nobody forced him. Now, maybe Al-Hasan Hussein wasn't happy with it. But even Hussein, he has to what? To accept the decision of Al-Hasan, because he is the leader. That's how it was. So he has to accept it. He liked it or he didn't like it, it doesn't matter. So remember that when we say Al-Hasan give bay'ah to Muawiyah, if you say he did it purposely, intentionally or not intentionally, in both cases, still that bay'ah is valid. Now what makes it more valid than all this? The hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has another prophecy. When he was in his life, Rasulullah, one day, Al-Hasan was coming and he fall down, fall down. So he went down from the manbar and he carried him, this little child, and he hugged him and kissed him. And he said, إِنَّمَا أَمْوَالُكُمْ وَأَوْلَادُكُمْ فِتْنَةٌ. Indeed, your wealth and your children are fitna. So he said, I saw him, I couldn't wait. So I carried him. And then he said to him, in front of everyone, and this hadith also is a hadith in the Sihah of the Ahl Sunnah. He said, Inna ibni hada Sayyid. Indeed, my son, this one who is Al-Hasan, Sayyid, a master. وَلَعَلَّ اللَّهَ يُصْلِحُ بِهِ بَيْنَ فِئَتَيْنِ كَبِيرَتَيْنِ مِنَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. And inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because of my son, this one, he will bring the Muslims together because of my son. And that's exactly what happened. Al-Hasan, because of him, he removed his ego, and he doesn't care that he will be the Amir or not the Amir, the Khalifa or not Khalifa. But he did what? He said, I'm going to save the Muslims' blood rather than anything else. So it came true, the prophecy of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam about his grandson Al-Hasan, and that proves that the decision of Hasan was right. It was not wrong. So you put it this way or the other way, it was always in that way. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
They wrote the so you can do this practice.